Okay, and we are live. So welcome to the stream. This is Orwell, which just came out today amid all of the other news and excitements of today. A lot of great stuff happened. Really exciting stuff. But also Orwell came out, which is exciting too. I saw this at PAX. I've been following it for a little bit. It's from some friends of mine at Surprise Attack Games, who are some fantastic indie publishers out of Australia. They worked on Screen Sheet on Xbox One. They've done some great stuff all over the place. They're working on a VR game called Blind, which looks amazing. I'm wearing my Surprise Attack T-shirt today just because, kind of celebrate the moment. It's one of my favorite T-shirts. I like the design, I like the feel of it. But anyway. Yeah, so welcome to the stream. This is Orwell, which is a game about, it's kind of a surveillance state. It's about, like, what happens in a world where everything is monitored. So we have cameras everywhere. The government, this Orwell group, can kind of tap into all of the surveillance cameras that are everywhere. They can keep an eye on your phone calls, your texts, emails. So what happens in that world? And we're gonna hop in here. We're gonna do some gameplay, and I've played through already on my profile. I'm gonna create a new one here for the stream, and we'll create this account. And we'll call this one, just so I know, we'll call this one, it's for the stream. And we can pick a profile picture. We've got a few to choose from. Let's see, who do we want to pick for our agent? Go with this person here, and you can sign up to their site mailing list. You don't have to. I already did, so I'm going to cancel out of that. Or I should not cancel it, but we pick this one. We named it stream. Next. Optional, just skip it to the next. Okay, and we agree to the terms. So the terms here are interesting. It's already setting the mood for you here as an agent of Orwell. My actions may severely impact the lives of the citizens of the nation, which is something to keep in mind, because we're working for the man. We're working for Big Brother, which, I mean, the name comes from George Orwell, 1984, the original Big Brother novel. So this is kind of that society, and we are working for that group, and as a result, my actions may severely impact individual lives, which is interesting, which is really kind of a good thing to think about. I mean, in general in life, yes, and especially in this particular situation. So I will work thoroughly and judge objectively in the best of my belief. So we're going to be sorting through different documents and film and video, audio logs, and trying to pick out what's important, what's relevant out of that, and be objective about it. Yeah. While working, I will adhere to the laws and jurisdiction of the nation. So the nation is this fictional place where it takes place. If you go to @OrwellGame, @Orwell_game on Twitter. They've tweeted some geography. You can see the nation, some of the other countries that are surrounding it. Just kind of get a feel for where this is happening. So it's kind of cool. So we are going to set up our profile. Your registration is now complete. And this is April 12th, 2017 at Freedom Plaza. So we've got a little cutscene here to kind of set the scene, what's going on. And you'll notice here the cameras are doing some facial recognition, identifying these people as they pass by. So again, kind of a surveillance state where everything is being monitored. We're cross-checking with our databases to see who's in the logs and what is going on with these people. Searching. No record found. This woman does have a police record. We see her get onto the bus here. Couple making out on the bench. And there's an explosion. So, now it's our job as Orwell to figure out what happened, who did it, why. And here is Sims, your advisor on Orwell. We will form the first and last line of defense against terrorism. So this is fully text-based. There are some audio logs that you'll find throughout, but it's mostly text. It's reading. I was just thinking about this. It's kind of interesting to see the abstract, I guess, art style. We've got the polygonal profile pictures here in the cutscene. It was all kind of cartoony, and just get an interesting design choice, I think. And I'm guessing that'll play into some of the decisions that we make. Pardon me. Later on. So we are one of the first to try out Orwell under real circumstances, selected from thousands of applicants from across the globe. There has been an incident, yes. I activated the reader tool for you. So the reader storing bookmarks, online websites, documents, and it will highlight when there is new information to be investigated. And we see that right here. This is the new stuff icon, that red star. So we're going to check out the National Beholder, the leading newspaper, in the reader, see what's going on in the headlines. Feel free to browse the National Beholder. I've activated your profiler. So the profiler is this section here. Open the unknown file once you're done. So just kind of take a look here at this. This is basically your web browser. Right here you can see different things that are on the web. We've got 3 stories from the headlines of the National Beholder newspaper right now. Something about a movie shooting being completed. You can click through to get more details about that. We can go back, and probably the most relevant one is the story about the bomb at Freedom Memorial, which is what we're investigating. 3 people killed, 5 injured, and terrorist ambitions suspected as a mysterious letter reaches authorities. So we can read about that. Freedom Memorial was nearly completely destroyed. Police closed off the area immediately. And homemade cell phone bomb. Several hours earlier, an anonymous letter containing the first 3 stanzas of the German folk song Die Gedanken sind frei, the thoughts are free, had reached local authorities. So that could be a clue to something. Could be a clue. So we're going to check out our unknown person profile. Holds all the information on those people that we investigate. The file you have opened is for a main suspect. There's just, right now you see there's nothing there. We know somebody did it, but we don't know anything about them. The blue-haired woman that the CCTV footage shows before the assault is no stranger to the police. Take a look at the arrest record. And hey, Famicor, what's up, dude? What's up, dude? So we're going to go back to our bookmarks and find the arrest record for this woman. Highlighted elements are pieces of data that are able to be extracted into Orwell. We get those data chunks. Drag and drop all data chunks and upload them into the server. So we hover over it, and it'll show what this particular data chunk will do. And this is for Cassandra Watergate. It'll update with her name. So we're going to drag it in there. Game looks pretty serious in terms of adult narrative. Yeah, it's really interesting. It's we're investigating a terrorist attack. Yeah, and kind of a. I think one of the main ideas here behind the game portion of it is thinking about how our actions impact others, because we're putting together, we're scouring the internet, we're scouring all these records for information about these suspects. We put them into the system, and then the system takes action on those. We have to determine which pieces of information are relevant to that, and what results that might have. And again, it's the idea, going back, I mentioned earlier, Orwell is a game. It's kind of, I guess, a spiritual successor to the book 1984, where we have the all the surveillance, the Big Brother, the thought police. So this is kind of flipping that around on the head, and now we are working for that agency. Yes. So now we have that information. We know why she was arrested, and this goes into the background tab that shows right here in the little icon. She was previously arrested for assault on a police officer. And a new document can now be accessed. So let me ask you a question. Do you believe in coincidence? Find data revealing where she attacked the police officer, and you will see what I mean. So let's go back. Let's look at our new document. Absolutely, Famicor. I was going to mention that as well. This is kind of the her story idea, where that was all full motion video. You put together the story based on what you have. This is kind of the same. Exactly. So we go back. Our new document is the National Beholder story about her arrest. Injured a police officer 2 weeks ago, in custody on trial scheduled for August. You can go through. You can read the whole story. I would recommend if you're playing this, go through, read all the text, because it'll help you kind of fill in all the details. Rather than just skimming through looking for highlighted information to drag over, because that's no way to play a game. But it really fills in the backstory. It's going to help you figure out, like, there's going to be conflicts in accounts. Like the newspaper may say something, and the interview may say something else, and kind of figure out how that all fits together and what information is relevant. You got to pick it all out. So yeah, check the context. But yeah, we see here, incident occurred at Freedom Plaza, which is where the bombing just happened. So that is interesting. That's something to make note of. Exact same location as the assault. She turns up right before the explosion. She was there, getting on the bus right before the bomb went off. Surely not a coincidence. We should find out why. Okay. And yeah, fill out some more information about her. We know she is an artist by profession, and that brought up a related document. One who does street art by blowing memorials to pieces by chance. So he's making some assumptions. Let's clarify your job, how it affects mine, shall we? Okay, so we have extracted all the information that was available about Cassandra Watergate from those. We're going to start going into it more in detail. And okay, so here's kind of how the world works in this situation. The investigators, like us, the player, are the only ones allowed to access the documents of target persons. And then Sims, being the advisor, gets to see the data that we feed to him. So this is kind of that. Our decisions, how we decide to go forward with this investigation, what information we give him, is going to affect how the investigation turns out. So yeah, they then draw conclusions, request action. Your primary job is to provide those pieces of information that you deem important. Never give away incorrect or misleading data. So you have to decide, is this something that goes in the profiler or not? You hit disable on a data chunk you do not want to pass on to Orwell. Some data chunks might be necessary to progress on the case. So as you find more stuff, it will unlock more documents to investigate, more things like that. And now that we know that she's an artist, you'll notice we can find her portfolio online. And this is where she has her art posted up. So yes, you can see here, I'm Cassie, a colorful inhabitant of Wonderland right behind the rainbow, and that would update her address to in Wonderland right behind the rainbow. We know that's not actually where she lives, so we can disable that. Finally found the courage to quit my dull day job to focus on my art career. And so, yeah, that's that relevant information. We should find out what that job was. Yes. We find out she has a util account, the Cassie92. Drag that in, and then we'll be able to kind of investigate that account. We found a chat handle, yeah, so we can start listening in on her chat conversations. So again, this is kind of an interesting concept. This is where that whole discussion of safety versus freedom, I guess, comes in. Now that they're listening in on private chat conversations in order to help prevent another attack, possibly. Find people who are responsible for criminal activities, etc. So we've got the listener unlocked. We can go over here. We'll see communications when they show in there. Painter, and then here are some of her works. Never sure about the title though. The Businessman's Forgotten Daughter, or Victim of Traditionalism in Pink. So this would update her background to say she's a daughter of a businessman. Sure. And then this one, a Christmas present for my darling. This is, yeah, she's in a relationship with somebody. She made a painting of him. Okay, and now we see the listener has activated. There's some new information here. We're going to hop in and check out this chat session, see what's going on. Oh. You got me, Sherlock. Stole a credit card from some unknown person. He doesn't mind, though. As long as you pick up some wine for dinner, sure. And this person now we know is Joseph Langley, her attorney. Okay. A business call for one of his favorite clients. Very serious business with lots of wine. Yes, and we know now that her parents are in big pharma and not just some random entrepreneurship business. Okay, so that is the chat session that we got right now. And we're getting the feeling that, something's going on between these two. And let's unlock some new documents for us. So first, procedure closing raises manipulation suspicions. And this is Joseph Langley, who we were just listening in on that conversation. The lawyer. You have just encountered conflicted data chunks. Whenever the content of two data chunks are at odds with one another, those will be shown as conflicted. That's the yellow highlights. When you extract one, the others will become invalid immediately. So when there's a conflict, you have to pick which one you're going to put into the profiler. And that's where, like I say, kind of reading the rest of the context around those will come in handy. Clarify the context before you proceed. This is your decision, and once the information has been parsed, there is no way to reverse your choice. So you get in there, and it's done. So here we see, this is the case of Cassandra Watergate, who we are investigating. This is back in August of 2016, when she was arrested for attacking a police officer. Alleged assault. Case being closed due to lack of evidence. So that's our one conflicted data chunk. Criminal case closed due to lack of evidence. And there is a conflict with another data chunk in the same document. So we can show that if you have, later on we'll have multiple documents that will be conflicting, and you can kind of use this button to bounce back and forth between them. Suspect's lawyer, Joseph Langley, welcomed this outcome. At no point has there ever been any valid evidence that my client was guilty. At no point at all. The defense successfully brought video evidence, which eventually turned the tide. But the victims, the relatives of the victim, expressed concern that the family paid off the case. They had something to cause that, rather than actual lack of evidence that they paid it off. The victim, a father of two young sons, was rushed into hospital after the incident in July, still in an induced coma, unresponsive to treatment. Those are the two pieces of data that we could put into the profiler. Either it was closed because of lack of evidence, or it was closed because the family paid it off. So what do you think, Famicor? Are you still listening? Which of these do you think we should put into profiler? And okay, I'm going to put this find a good spot that it's not covering up information, because I think it's important for you to be able to see what's going on in the document too. Okay. And I actually can't remember which one I picked last time, but I get the feeling it's going to change the outcome. Give you a little bit to get a vote in. I'm going to go with this one if I don't hear otherwise. Alright, here we go. This is a severe accusation. We could take action against your parents if we had their names. And new headlines. We haven't looked at the negotiations in Turfleth yet. Let's look at that. April 2017. Okay, premature cancellation of negotiations. Nothing particularly interesting there. And we found Watergate Pharmaceuticals, which is her parents are pharmaceuticals. Family name, yes. List of the products that they have. Okay, we can go back. We can look at the rest of the site jobs. Okay. Research intern. And let's look at the company. Inseparable for 80 years. Been in the hands of the Watergate family since its foundation in 1931. Bruno Watergate, the CEO, grandson of the founder Edgar, also the founder of the Central Pharmacy Congress and head of the charity Children of Parges. And Alice Watergate, co-partner with her husband Bruno, his PhD in biology and chemistry here at Watergate Pharmaceuticals. And we know that Cassandra Watergate is the junior COO. And this is probably the job that she quit to be an artist. And you notice here the profile pictures too are rather different. Put in a new picture just for fun. Is that actually the same person? It is. Documents that you have already reviewed may be updated from time to time as events unfold. The reader will notify you when that happens. And of course, lots of investigation to do. I wish the game gave you some sort of rewards if you found any clues. Yeah, so I mean, it's fairly linear. Like, you go through the different documents and you find the clues and you put them in, and then it unlocks stuff and you keep progressing. But there are some branching stuff, again, where you can investigate those conflicts and decide which way to go. Okay, this one, Alison Bruno's daughter Cassandra, will unlock lots of information for us. We see here it creates relationships with Alice Watergate, her mother, Bruno Watergate, her father, and creates profiles for each of them with all of this information. So we're going to update that. Keeping it a family affair. Okay. And that has updated something in the headlines. But yeah, I think that's kind of the cycle. You investigate something, you find the pieces of information that are in it, you update those, and then that unlocks more and more and more, so you can keep progressing. So let's look at this new headline. The latest numbers on crime statistics are down over 8%, a considerable impact to preventing future incidents. Okay. And then what else is new? Jobs. Watergate Pharmaceuticals. They are looking urgently for a new COO to replace the retired, formerly appointed predecessor, formerly junior COO of Watergate. So they're looking to replace her now. Yep, that's what she thought about quitting her job. Miss Watergate underwent quite the radical change. Again, kind of evidence in the profile pictures. Yep. Let's find out what happened. Cassandra's Timeline, and this is her Facebook page, which we can now investigate, get some more information on her birthday, interests, art, music, and activism. What a lineup. And we'll throw in her new profile picture. Yes. Cassandra likes the Targets painting, Alice in Wonderland, my cat Kikiko. I'm guessing that'll probably link out to other timelines pages later on. I know the Targets does kind of play into the story. So, okay, and March 2017, first day in freedom, far away from the shackles of Watergate Pharma. So this is, I guess, her first day after she's quit. And you can see this, the whole kind of discussion likes, comments. Who's gonna pay for your stuff now? I have more than enough money. And then before that, January, she has some anti-government sentiment that she's posted. Okay, and we've got another conflict with an unknown data chunk. We haven't discovered that one yet, so I'm gonna leave that one right now and see what happens. See if we can find out where that conflict pops up. Sandra is in a relationship with Joseph Langley. As of August 2016. That was right around the time of her trial. Yeah, so they got together. And she's posted a link to that article that we saw before, where we found out they were paying off the case. Mary wants to go out shopping. Case closed August 9th, and that was August 22nd in a relationship, so a couple weeks. Okay, we meet Harrison and Juliet. Here's your profile picture. Went to a concert. Find a new alias. And now we can kind of mine the internet for references to Catharsis. And Harrison invited her into an activist group. Okay. Is there anything more specific? We'll find out. We'll find out. Just discovered this hot new band, The Targets. And concert in a cell next week. Okay, here we go. So here's that conflict. In April of 2016, Mary was her best friend. In January 2017, they had some conflict. Thanks for coming, Famicor. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you check it out. It is a free download. You can get a free trial. I'm not sure how far into the game that trial goes, but it's like $10 to pick up the whole thing. It's going to be episodic, releasing I think every week. They'll have a new episode, so it's a lot of fun. It's kind of an interesting experience. So yeah, thanks for stopping by. Good to see you, and I'll see you around. And what else do we have here? That was the end of it. Another chat with Joseph. Okay. And now they're chatting about the bombing. Okay. So we know this is where she was arrested for assaulting a police officer. This is where she was, where the bombing took place. And now we know that it's her regular commute. She catches bus there every day. And this person, Goldfells, accepted her into a group called Thought. Yep, and the card's not working that we canceled for her because she stole it from Joseph. No wine for tonight. Which is fine because Joseph can't be there anyway. You always have an appointment. Please just calm down. Are you taking your Methorin? She's on some medication, yes. Happy pills. Don't you understand that? And okay, little discussion, priorities, and okay. So what data chunks do we get out of this? Just catches a bus at Freedom's Plaza every day, so maybe it's not a big deal that she was there. I'll reserve my thoughts until you find more evidence. Goldfellows is a co-member of Thought. She's a member of Thought. We're going to create a profile for Goldfellows. Who is Goldfellows? We should find something that shows her current attitude, see if we're following the right person. And she's on medication Methorin. What is this Methorin? Okay, so let's see where it takes us from here. We have Goldfellows and the Thought blog. Pick an entry below. Freedom is Unfree, published by Catharsis. This is Cassandra's blog post complaining about cameras everywhere. In the middle of the chaos, someone believed to have seen me. Yeah, so this is her account of the arrest. We were there because we wanted a peaceful protest. We've always been against violence. Conflicts with something. One would assume in an age where there are cameras everywhere, it should be easy to prove whether I was there or not, but it wasn't. Weeks of investigative custody. Why are there so many cameras? For intimidation. That's her assessment. You fear that there are cameras where you cannot see. Yes. Okay. And some of these articles have been hidden, blocked. So I think, is there anything on this that we can find? Unexpected proposal. I think the one thing that I would appreciate with this that isn't in the game right now would be like using the like my mouse has the back buttons right there that I use all the time for web browsing to go back and forth between pages, click on links, go back to the page, rather than going all the way up to the back button. But this isn't in there in the game. Just a one little nitpick, I guess. And oh, here's something. Methorin is an antidepressant that is created by Watergate Pharmaceuticals. I wonder if her adverse attitude towards the assault is actually worth anything. Emotions were high if she's on this medication. Okay, crime rate is going down. I don't see anything in this that is new or relevant. We have entry number 9. And we have Cassandra's timeline. So let's see if there's anything new on here. Oh, a new post! Someone who had the grit and explosives to show how futile surveillance was. Oof. That's harsh. Sees the assault is justified for showing the futility of surveillance. Conflicts with entry 9, freedom is unfree, where she says always been against violence. Back in September of 2016. I'm going to put in the new current one because that is probably more relevant to our investigation. Seems we're looking at the right person. Okay, we have to dig deeper. And that's the article that we saw before. Nothing new there. You laugh at people being killed. Are you out of your mind? Okay. So that triggered something. We have a new chat from Juliet. Oh, and Juliet is talking about the timelines post that we just saw. You really shouldn't write something like that. What I did, what happened there wasn't your fault. This bombing stirred up all of this crap again. Oh, and I'm not innocent, she says. Nobody is innocent. You'll have to let go. Session closed. So going back over our transcript here. The bombing is reminding her of the previous incident at Freedom Plaza. What happened there wasn't your fault, says Juliet. You hurt that officer to save me. Injured a police officer to protect Juliet Carrington. Juliet was protected from police officer by Cassandra Watergate. Or the conflict is, I smashed the freaking skull of a father of 2 children because I lost it. Admitted guilty towards Juliet for having injured a police officer in a rage. So which of these do we want to put in? I'm going the other way today. I think I went with the rage one on my first playthrough. I'm going to pick this one. We can arrest her and open the investigation again. Or we won't be able to hold her for long if it really happened in defense of Juliet. Okay. The intervention team is already on its way. We'll need to wait for confirmation. It's not a problem to get her address with the local help of the police. Good. Okay. And we now have another chat with Juliet to check out. I remember the police have been sent out. And she's going to take the post down where she... Yep. Somebody's at the door. Be right back. Oh, wait. As your boyfriend, you haven't been talking about him all that much lately, and we know that, at least from that previous conversation, they've been kind of butting heads about his work. I'll inquire if all went well with arresting Miss Watergate. You did a good job in any case. So, despite acting in defense of Juliet, she seems to be quite unstable and a threat. Confirmation that she is now in custody. Okay. In the stock group. What's happened? Headlines: 2 dead after a second explosion. Dun dun dun. Cassandra's been arrested. We have new headlines. Explosion at Sullivan University kills 2 students. Is there a connection? This is horrible. Same letter found. The assaults are connected, and Miss Watergate was in custody at the time, so that's her out of the picture, at least for this attack. And then let's see what goes on from there. You did good today. We got Cassandra. Managed to get her arrested. I have a feeling the next few days are going to be trying. So that is Orwell, episode 1. There we go. And it gives you a nice little summary of what has happened. Global information. There was an assault on Freedom Plaza and a second assault. The group thought may have been involved. And our target person, Cassandra, we got a bunch of information on her. An arrest has been made. So, there we go. We can move on to the next day. Episode 2, A Place Where There Is No Darkness. And I think I'm gonna pause the stream right here. We'll pick this up later on. So let us. We're going to continue our investigation. Now that they're going to look into Goldfells, who we discovered in the first part, and you're going to log out. Well, we'll remember where you left off. So that's going to do it for today. Orwell, you can pick it up right now. Again, there's a free demo on Steam. You can also pick up the full game at, I think it's $9.99. And it's going to be episodic, released over the next several weeks. The first 2 episodes are out right now. So check it out and enjoy. And I'll see you around. Bye-bye.